Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Amy Williams, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. It is Sunday, November 3rd, 2024. I don't know if any of y'all have seen any of the little reels where people, say, they're handing out Halloween candy and they're like, hey, here's your Halloween candy. And then they close the door and they're like, Christmas. Well, guess what? That's me. So, I've been decorating for Christmas all day. I've gotten two trees up. I've got one more to do. My friend Lauren came over because she's in my stamp club and she sees my trees every year. And she was like, hey, can I come when you do this? Because I love your trees. They are gorgeous. Your house looks absolutely stunning when you decorate, and I want help. And I was like, sure, come on. It was great. So her and her daughter Abby came over. So it was so fun. And I worked on this card yesterday. And since she comes in Stamp Club, I didn't want to do the video until I had seen, and she'd seen the card and I said, okay, what do you think? And she was like, oh my gosh, I love it. And I said, okay, well, you're probably doing it at Stamp Club on the 14th. And she was like, oh, I would be thrilled if we did that. So that made me happy. But I have to tell you, yesterday when I was making this card, so I am using the Peaceful Evergreens bundle, okay, this bundle right here, which I think is gorgeous. But of course I had to go back and see if I'd even ordered it, all right, because when I, kind of had this idea and I saw something, I was like, oh, I want to do that. I was like, did I even order that bundle? I did, but I could not find the die cuts to save my life. Has that ever happened to you? And I'm sitting there thinking, oh, they just didn't send it. They just did not send it. I didn't get it. I need to check my orders. Amy, you need to check your orders better. I was so frustrated, y'all. I must have looked through my little section over here that has my die cuts 9,000 times. 9,000. I went away, got mad, did something. I came back and I looked at it one more time. It was in the front. Y'all, that was a God thing. He put it there. He was like, I'm just going to make you work a little bit. So anyway, I was so excited. So I really like this card. I'm going to flip it. I'm going to stop talking. Sorry about that. But I'm going to flip it and see what you think. Here we go. Let's flip this camera and see what we think. Okay. All right. So here is this. Let me Okay. I'm going to go up a little higher. Okay. So here is this. And then here is the card we're doing today, okay? Oh, Christmas tree. I love this. I'm so excited about this. I really, really am excited about this card, and I hope that you like it. I see, people are so much better than me. I'll be honest. And I see people doing, sorry, I had to get my piece of paper. I see people doing these gorgeous cards with these backgrounds and their trees, and I just, I'm not capable. I'm not good enough for that. I can't do it. And so I'm like, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna do it this time. And I think it turned out well, and I was really happy with it. So it did make me happy. I will say that did make me happy. But when I did the background, I felt like it needed a little more depth. And so that's why I added the die cuts. And I'm going to show you what I did and how I did that. And yeah, we're going to do that. I'm going to be honest, this is a little piece of glue that I have to get out. Too much glue. If you are an elementary teacher and you know the book Too Much Glue, that's totally it. Okay. All right. So here's what we're going to do. Gosh, that's going to drive me insane. It's like a glue booger, y'all. Look at that. Amy, you used way too much glue. This is why I don't like green glue. Those of you that are green glue experts, here's me. This is what I'm doing. I'm using this to try to get this green glue off. I wish I was a green glue expert. I think I'm not. Obviously, I'm not. So anyway, all right, let's start with this, okay? And I'm going to put a piece of paper down so that when I take it off, I don't have, brush marks everywhere. All right, so I'm going to do this. And you're going to kind of think this is weird, but I'm going to start with Blueberry Bushel, okay? And, yep, that's what I'm going to start with. I'm going to start with Blueberry Bushel. Okay, and I'm going to tap it off because I don't want too much. And then I'm going to just kind of do the middle. And I'm going to go really soft. And I don't know why this paper is doing this or what I'm doing wrong. I did this earlier and it kind of looked like that. That's okay. So I'm gonna do Blueberry Bushel, and I'm mainly doing it in the middle, okay? I'm kind of doing it as the middle, all right? I don't know what those little lines are. I really don't. And if you want to know the truth, yes, they are driving me insane. But that's all I got. So, okay, there we go. So Blueberry Bushel. Now I'm going to go to Misty Moonlight, okay? And I'm going to do Misty Moonlight around the edges. And that just kind of, you know, darkens it up. I don't want this too dark because obviously I'm going to be stamping trees on there. So I'm not going for a completely dark look, right? I don't want it completely dark, but I do, you know, obviously want it, you know, darker. And I am going to go over the Blueberry Bushel with the Moonlight, but I just kind of wanted that depth of color. And I just think those two, which I normally probably wouldn't put together, I'm pretty happy with that. So that is that. Okay. So then I've got that. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp my trees. And I am mainly using this tree. I may use this one. And yes, I know y'all, I broke this nail today. And I am not really ready to go get new nails, but my goodness, I'm not going to be able to handle that. Okay. Sorry, I digress. But I'm sorry you had to see that terrible nail. Okay, I am pretty much just going to use this tree. I don't think I need to change trees. And I think it's a lot of thinking that, you know, if you know me, I don't like to do a lot of thinking. All right, so I'm going to do my first tree here. Okay. And then I'm going to stamp off here. Okay, and I might even do a third one here. Okay. Again, I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to do that. Okay. And then I'm going to do this here. And then I'm going to do this here. And I'm just layering my trees. Now, I'm going to be honest. This is larger than what I'm going to actually need. Okay. And so there is my little forest of trees, which I think is pretty. I'm going to do one more. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to do one more here. And then I'm actually going to do one here. And as you can see, I'm going to tap it off, and I'm going to go like that. And then I'm going to do another one there. Okay. So there we go. So then I've just got, you know, just little depths. Okay. Backgrounds. And I think this is really pretty. And honestly, I think I could have stopped right there. Okay. I really could have, but I didn't really want to. So here's what I'm going to do. I've got some white here, okay? Some white, whatever this is. White, what is this? Ink refill, sorry. White ink refill. And I've got this, but I've got my white painter here, and I'm going to add a little bit of water to it to water it down a bit. Okay, and I'm going to use that in just a second. But first, I'm going to take this little toothpick, and I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to lighten up this tree right here. Okay, I'm just going to lighten him up, and I'm going to just go like that with my Q-tip, just to kind of lighten it up a little bit. And it went lighter than I wanted it to, really, to be honest. I'm going to turn that over. I really wanted a little more different effect on this. It didn't quite do what I wanted it to do. So we're just going to blend it out a little bit. It did so good in the other one, but I don't know. Just to kind of lighten up a little tree there. And then, yeah, that's all I'm going to do. Okay. Then I'm going to take this, and I'm going to add some water to this. Okay. And I'm just going to take this, and I'm going to flick. Okay, like it's raining or snowing. It's kind of going for the snow effect, not the rain effect. Let's be honest. Okay. Oh, I love how this is coming out. Okay. Do this. And y'all should see my shirt right now. It is full of white specks. Okay. And I will be honest, as this dries, it isn't as bright. Okay. So if you want If you want something a little brighter, if you're like, that's okay, but I really want something brighter, you can take your white, and this Peaceful Evergreen does have this, and you can definitely, you know, add some snow to it as you want, okay? So say you want that, you can definitely add some snow, okay? So there's that. Just pretend I did not do the toothpick thing. I did make this larger than what I need because I always trim it down later. Anytime I do something like this, I always make it bigger than it needs to be. I don't know why, but that's just me, okay? So I'm going to move this off to the side, and we're going to take these little guys, okay? And these I made in Night of Navy and in Mossy Meadow. And there's two different sizes. There's a larger and a smaller, and they're in there. And I want some silver on them, okay? I do want some silver. So here's what I'm going to do. I made extras. I'm going to do a large and a small of each one, and we're going to put a little bit of silver embossing on this. Now, I do not want these solid silver, okay? I don't want them solid silver. I'm going to put this over to dry a little bit. And I probably will use some of these solid ones. So I'm going to put this to the side. So I've got these, okay? And you may not know this, but white is a craft ink, and you can emboss white, okay? So I could get my Versamark out, or I could just do this. And you know what? It's me, so I'm just going to do this. I'm going to pull this back out, put that right there, even though I've kind of made a mess anyway. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of white ink on this, and I just want little places. And the thing that I like about this is I can actually see where the white is. You can't see so much the Versamark. And I just kind of want this tipped. I don't want it all done, okay? So I am using a brush. Now, if you do not have a white ink pad and you want to use a Versamark, you can do the exact same thing with a Versamark. I just kind of liked being able to see what I was doing. And so that's why I did that, okay? So then I'm just going to kind of, again, I don't want it all over. I don't want like a fully silver tree. I just wanted pieces of those silver. So then I'm going to close this up. Okay. I'm going to close this up, and I'm going to get my silver embossing powder out, and I'm going to put silver on it. Okay. And again, it's just kind of nice because you can kind of see on the white where it is. You couldn't see it if it was on white, obviously. And here's the thing. If you decide you got too much powder on there, you know what you can do? You can turn around and do it on the other side. You want to know how I know that? Because that's what I did. I was like, ooh, that's too much silver. So I just kind of redid it. And I'm not too worried about the bottom because I'm going to cut some of these off because they're not all going to be the same length. But I did like the fact that some were thinner than the others. And I felt like at the, for the front trees that I needed them to be different because they obviously are going to show up. And you can see, goodness, you can see where this just isn't, it's just not all over. It's just a little bit. You can really see on that one there, you can see it. So, all right, now we're going to heat emboss those. All right, I'm going to use this, turn my heat gun on, and I'm going to emboss these. And, you know, I could have done this beforehand, but I wanted you to see how I did that with the white. I'm sure a lot of people have thought of that before me, but this was the first time I thought to do that, so yay me! I don't know. I'm just kidding. No, there is no yay me. That was just, I just didn't want it all silver. This is kind of, going crazy on me. All right, so see how that, and then now let's look at on the Misty Moonlight. It's a much more subtle effect with the silver with the Misty Moonlight, but I like that just as well. And I just kind of wanted, again, I wanted a depth of color. I just, same thing with my Christmas tree today. When Lauren and I were doing it, I was like, okay, I want some of these in the back. I want some of them in the front. And yeah, that's kind of what I wanted, so. And you can see on this one, apparently I did not get much on the top, but that's okay. Let's see what this one does. It's kind of like a surprise. It's like, oh, look what I did. I don't know. This one has a lot on it. That's okay. I'll put it next to one that doesn't have a lot, right? So there you go. Okay. So now I have these trees that are varying degrees of silver. I think the camera does not want to focus in on those because it's being kind of a butthead. That's okay. Hopefully you can see. Okay. So I'm going to go back to my card. And again, you'll notice I'm still not cutting this yet. Okay. I don't want to cut it yet. Now I want to look at these, and I'm kind of going to go back to my inspiration card, the one I actually made, and see what I did here. Okay. So on that one, oh, I was originally going to do gold, and that's what I did for gold, but I just didn't think gold, it didn't work for me. And so I said no. So I did take that one out. Okay. That's just something I did, but I just wanted you to know that I did that. Okay. So I actually think I need a little bit of silver here because I feel like the silver, this is a pretty dark area, and I'm going to put the silver right here between these two trees. This will probably be where I cut off anyway. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to do one here. Okay. And then let's do one right here, because I feel like my tree line needs to come down kind of like that tree line came down. Does that make sense? Let's see. And then we'll put, no, I do want the darker one next to this. And it's okay if they overlap some because trees overlap, obviously. Let's see if I can do another. That is the right side. Hold on. Okay. Let's do one here. So, ooh, no, I don't need that. I think I want this to come up. Yeah, let's do that up. And then this down like that. And then we've got varying degrees here. And I think that's going to look pretty. And you can, obviously I don't have them set in stone. Okay. So here is how I'm going to very expertly put glue on these, because if you know me, I hate gluing things. I just don't like it. So I'm just gonna well, it's not coming out. Maybe. Okay, there it comes. Okay. Hold on. See that? Just a little bit right there. And that's all it needs. Okay. So now I'm going to put this one right here. And these kind of bend. It's kind of like they bend in the wind. So you kind of have to be careful with them. Okay, so that goes down. Okay. There's lots of ways you can glue down things. This is Lazy Amy way. So we're gonna do the Lazy Amy way today. Okay, then I definitely want a Misty Moonlight one next. Okay, kind of messing up there, but that's okay, because we can just turn that around. Get a little silver right there. Oh, I like that. Okay, and then we're going to do the dark silver here. We're going to pull that up a little bit. Okay. All right, we'll put that one up and overlap a little bit so that's kind of with this tree right here. Okay, and then I want a solid one here. Again, I hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm not spending great amounts of time doing that. Okay, so there are my trees. I don't know, I just think it gives it a little bit extra, right? And then I'm actually using this Peaceful Evergreens does not have any sentiment. So you could make this a thank you card. You could make it anything you want. I'm going to do Oh Christmas Tree because those are trees and I like it. And that's what I want to do. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do it in Night of Navy. And I need everybody to say a little bit for me. I'm going to actually go up a little bit more with this. I want a little bit more color here. Yeah, there. Ooh, kind of like how that looks. Okay. Because very rarely do I stamp straight onto something because I'm me and I mess things up. So I'm gonna hope I do this straight. Ah, I did. Oh. That was the most stressful part of this entire card. I'm not going to lie to you. That right there, me doing that. Okay, so I'm going to take this off, and obviously I'm going to snip this, okay? So I'm going to snip these like this. Like this. And I did not snip it correctly because I'm going to take it with my cutter and cut, and I'm going to cut this side and this side. I'm going to cut 1/4 off of each side, okay? Let's see. I'm going to cut 1/4 off of this side because I think my Christmas tree will be too. And you're going to do that really slow, y'all. I'm doing it here. Let's see. I'm going to do it here. Do that really slow, okay? And maybe even wait until it's completely dried. But I'm not going to do that because, well, you know, I like to live on the edge a little bit. So I'm going to go, oh, actually, no, this needs to be even smaller. So I'm going to do here. Sorry, I'm going to do here because I do have a mat. So this, I think it was better when I came to do it this way. I'm going to do that, okay? And then I'm going to take a little off the top. So I'm going to do this. Oops, let's move that. Okay. And then I'm going to take a tad over here because I don't want to get too much of that Oh Christmas Tree. And then let's see if I need to get to this to 5. Okay, I'm going to have to take a little bit off. And again, for this, you're going to go towards you. I found that was the best. If it doesn't, you know, if I miss something like right there, that's where snips are for. And they just go boop, just like that. Okay, so here's this. Now, I'm going to be honest. When I was making this card, I was like, oh, I need a background. I need a piece of white for background. And I happened to grab a piece of background paper, but it was embossed. And I wish you could see that. I don't know. My camera is not doing things for me. But this is embossed. And I actually really like that. And that was the, I can't remember what it was. But I decided I wanted to use Time Warm Type for this. And so I went ahead and embossed with the Time Warm Type. That's what it looks like. It does not look like trees, but I like this. So this is what I wanted to do. And I just did that on the wrong side. So I need to go ahead and put it on my piece of navy. Oh, yikes, Amy. All right, let's put this on the navy because I'm kind of... Y'all, I think decorating from Christmas did something to my brain because it's kind of not working, and it was fine earlier. I'm telling you, I had a good brain earlier today. So, okay, so I'm going to put this down. I just kind of liked the background of just giving it that little bit extra. But you know what I think I'm going to do since I did use that? I think I'm going to dimensional this. I really think this needs to be dimensional. So I'm going to, oh, there's dimensionals. Oof, all right. Lauren's daughter came over and I said, you know, you can come up. I said, but my room's, you know, kind of a mess right now. I'm in the middle. And she was like, you should clean this up. I'm like, yeah, no. She was like, you should label things. And I said, oh, that'd be great. I would like to hire somebody to label things for me because, well, it needs it. But I said, if I had a great daughter like you to come do it for me, she's, I labeled my mom's craft room. And I was like, oh, Oh, there's two. Oh, I said I'd hire you, but we'll see. She's such a sweet girl. I love seeing kids that enjoy that. She'll go in the craft room and she makes cards with her mom. And y'all, I just think that is one of the best things you can do with your child is get them into doing something with their hands. I have a crochet club at school, and I've got about 30 something kids that do it, and they love it. Okay, so here it is on here. Now, definitely needed a little bit of sparkle. So let me get my rhinestones, and I am just using silver rhinestones because I think that's all this needs is these beautiful silver rhinestones. So anyway, I am a firm believer that kids need to do, they need to do arts and crafts. And so I do have a knitting and crochet club, which really is just a crochet club because they all like to crochet. And so that's mainly what they do. But I just love it. And they get so excited every week. I've got about 30 something girls and boys that come and crochet, and I'll see them at lunch and they'll be like, Miss Williams, look, I'm crocheting. And I was like, oh, I love it. Okay. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 is my number for today because I do like them to be odd numbers. And here it is. Tell me what you think. I am pretty happy with this card. I like the little silver on there. I just think it adds a little bit. And I just didn't want too much. So let me know what you think of this little technique. I hope that you have a beautiful week. You probably think I'm crazy for decorating early, but I know that my next 3 weeks are really, really busy, the weekends, and so I was afraid I wouldn't get it done, and it does take a long time. As I say, I only have 2 of the 3 trees up. So let me know, are you a decorate early? Are you decorate Christmas Eve? Some people do that, so let me know. And I hope you have a beautiful week. Thank you so much for watching, and please, please, please like and subscribe, and have a great day. Thank you. Bye.